Guys are having like a fabulous and beautiful Saturday morning. If you are jumping on the scope for your first time, please be sure to swipe over, share with people, and the whole nine. And the crazy thing is, I'm like never that person to ask for hearts. But today, go ahead and touch that screen, show some love, and give me some hearts. If anything I'm saying is connecting with you or anything like that. So if you're not sure who I am and you've never been on my scope before, be sure to drop in and say hi, what it is you do, because I'm all about networking and trying to connect with people. But past that, my scope was about, this scope is about Lucinda Cross. If you're not sure who Lucinda Cross is, like, first of all, I have no idea what you're doing with your life. And two, she's like a phenomenal coach. And she's called like the queen of vision boards. So her whole story, again, if you're not sure who she is www.lucindacross.com. Google her, you're gonna get all this plethora of information on her. But she just talks about her story, how she overcame. She created a vision board for visualization reasons, put Essence magazine on it. She got on Essence, from Essence, Dr. Oz, so forth like that. But she's the chief activator. She's talking about activating your life. So in this whole scope, I'm basically covering and reviewing her scope that she did last night. And if you were on her scope or saw her scope, the scope was phenomenal. So these are some great tips, great motivational tips that you want to get. Again, I never ask for hearts, but if you get it, give me some hearts, throw some up there. If you think this content is great, please swipe to the left or to the right and share it. So let me just jump right into it, right? So her whole scope was talking about leaving no stone unturned. And at the beginning of what she was saying, she was just pretty much saying, as a leader, as a coach, an actor, singer, dancer, author, whatever it is that you're doing, how much of it are you really, like, how hard are you really going about what you're doing? So as I was listening to her, I had an epiphany, because earlier I was in a parking lot and I started thinking, like, I do not want to be in the place that I'm at right now in my life anymore. Like, it's time to change. It's time to do something different, unusual, or strange. So she kept talking. She was just like, really breaking down your gifts and your talents and the things that you're equipped with doing. Like, how hard are you really going about getting the things that you desire? So I'm sitting here thinking, like, yeah, I go hard. I'm ready to go hard. Like, I'll work for it. I'll talk to people. And I'm just sitting here pumping myself up. And she said, are you ready to be, like, talked about, criticized, and looked down upon, and this? And as she kept saying those things, I was like, well, maybe not. And it just I had this whole epiphany, like, how hard are we really going for the things that we want? Are we okay? Matter of fact, bump okay, because okay means, like, let's not even use the word okay. How dedicated are you to what you want to accomplish that you don't care about what someone says? You don't care about what someone's talking about you, what they said about you, what they think about you. You are that hungry, that passionate, that Kanye about what you want to achieve. So it had me really thinking, like, how hard are we really going about what we want? We say we want it. We say, because as people, as humans, matter of fact, I'm gonna switch that. I can't talk about you. I can talk about myself. As myself, I can go so hard and say, yeah, I want this. I want $1 million. I want this. I want that. But how hard are you really working towards the things you want? Are you willing to be talked about? Are you willing not to make money? Are you willing for sleepless nights and this and that? And we all say we are, until we get off the scope and we go home and we watch Netflix and we do all these types of things that don't keep us productive. So then as she kept going in this scope, she says, but you have the nerve or the audacity to be mad at somebody else that they're more successful than you are, but you're not willing to do what they're willing to do. So it brought up to the tip. I remember 2 years ago, I used to say all the time, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't want to work. So how are you going to get mad with someone who's willing to do the work, but you're not willing to do the work because you don't want to be talked about, and because you want to be cute and you don't want to struggle? Like, we have such a hard time as people dealing with the word struggle. No one wants to deal with the word struggle or surrender. We want the blessings from God, but you never say, hey, God, give me the struggle too. And understanding, if you got blessed with anything in your life, I guarantee you, before you got a blessing, you went through the struggle. So if you're asking for blessings, then you are also asking for struggle. But we don't want to look at struggle, and we don't want to look at surrender. I know the word surrender whew, for me personally, I always have one of those back and forth. So anyway, keep going. So she started to say this, you know, we're looking at women who are changing their appearance and their bodies and all types of things to get the success that comes with how they look, how they go about looking, and the whole nine. So it started to make me think a lot more on this topic. Like, again, are we really flipping over every stone? This is what I mean. If I told you right now, there are 10,000 stones outside. And under those 10,000 stones, you're gonna find $1 million. You're gonna find success. You're gonna find a car. You're gonna find a relationship. Tell me if you're not gonna go out to that field and start chucking stones like you crazy. If someone walked by you in a field with you throwing stones, they would think you were crazy. And I guarantee you, over time, people are gonna be outside looking like, look at that idiot outside looking under stones. What is she looking for? Oh, look at her. Oh, she must be poor. She don't have no money. And you out there still flipping. 10,000 stones is a lot. It's a lot. But if someone else saw you doing it, they would think you crazy. But in your mind, you knew what you were after. So if we really, really start looking at our life and looking at our goals or things in the world as stones, won't you start picking up stuff? Just because a stone doesn't look good, it could be cold, it could be dirty, but again, you're picking up everything. So are you really going through everything in your life to get what you want? Are you really going under every stone? Are you really looking at every opportunity? Are you really looking at everything you can do to advance yourself and to get where you want to get? I hear so many people, even myself, oh, I really want to do such and such and such, and I don't have money, and I don't have this, and I don't have this. If you look on Facebook right now, if you log out of here right now, go on Facebook and look, you're going to see nothing but low quality videos on Facebook, videos with the camera shaking, people running outside, it's not edited correctly, and people have millions and millions of views under it. The guy who did the video on patty pies, if you look at the video, it wasn't edited great, the lighting was horrible, and the whole nine. All he had was his cell phone. With your cell phone, you are able to touch millions upon billions of people. We have no excuse. We have no excuse. And from there, Lucinda started to go into talking about comparing us to the people of the Bible. If you really think about the people of the Bible, like really think about it, they were going through things that makes us look like punks. Like if you really think about it, we kind of are, we're babied. We are so babied as a society. Someone talked about me. Someone hurt my feelings. I can't do it because of what this person said in this one. But then if you think about, thank you so much for the hearts, whoever that is. But if you think about the people in the Bible, for instance, Job lost it's no way I could have been about Job's life. Job lost his family, his wife, his health, and everything else. And Job was still in the background singing, I love God. You don't love God? It ain't no, I'm not even going to sit here and lie. I love God to the fullest, but I don't think I'm about Job's life. But we sitting up here, and because we don't have money to this, and we don't have a production company, so I can't get my videos out, and nobody can design my website, so I can't do it. We are so spoiled as a society. But then you want to get mad with the Amber Roses and the Black Chinas and all these people. Again, hard work beats talent when talent don't want to work. It's a whole bunch of you guys watching this right now, and I'm sure you talented. You can sing, you can dance, you can draw, but you won't do it because you don't like it, and it doesn't feel good. If you keep getting stuck in your feelings and you keep sitting there and letting your feelings outweigh you being successful, you're going to always be in your feelings to the point you're going to be 55 and you're going to be feeling real miserable about your life because you didn't do nothing with the gifts and the talents that God gave you. If you don't know what your gifts and your talents are and you're in church, I suggest you talk to a leader or a pastor or an evangelist or someone. If not, go Google right now. It's called Spiritual Gifts Test. It's like 105 tests. You have aptitude tests. You have personality tests for you to help you figure out which direction you want to go in. It's 2015 going into 2016. If you don't know who you are, what you want, why you want it, then you don't deserve to have it. And that's exactly how I feel about that. We are in America with a plethora of ideas, of resources everywhere. But because you don't want to do it and you don't feel like it, and the reason I'm saying it to you that way, because maybe I can't talk about you, but the person who I can talk about, I can talk about myself. And I was one of those people who was so contemplated with how I felt. And I did not like people talking about me. But I'm at the point now, I don't want to hit another level of bottom. Because everybody has hit bottom, rock bottom before. But the thing is, if you've hit rock bottom before and you didn't do anything differently, you didn't learn your lesson. And I'm not about hitting the wall 2 and 3 times. So I suggest if you don't want to hit this level that you're at right now, that you don't like again, you got to do something different. And I even remember, like she just kept talking about, you know, are you willing to start picking up these rocks? Are you willing to go through these rocks? I know whoever's watching this, you may not want to sit there and give me no love and some hearts, but the thing about it is, I don't care, because what I'm saying is the truth. And I remember watching this T.D. Jakes sermon, and T.D. Jakes was like, you know, where are the leaders at? And she was saying the same thing. We are in a society that we have so many personalities, but behind the personalities, where are the leaders? Where are the leaders? Where are the innovators, the thinkers, the movers? Where are the truth tellers? Because we don't have enough people telling the truth at all. At all. So where are the people who are going to stand up and say wrong is wrong, right is right? Get up, get out your feelings, keep going. Thank you, boo. And I can't say, yes. Okay, Tamika, I couldn't see your name and I want to give you credit where credit's due. Like, where are the people who are going to stand up and say, this is whack, this is wrong, get your stuff together, get it together? We got young people out here. Like, I just saw something a few minutes ago on Facebook with young girls. Like, it was a truffle butter. If you're not really sure what that term consists of, Google it. And it'll make you a little scary. You got girls now, like, the stuff that I'm seeing on Facebook in the world is getting so high. It's crazy. Then we have the nerve as people to sit back and get mad at Donald Trump. Well, let me tell you why I really can't be mad at Donald Trump. I don't stand for what he says or believes in, but this man has got up because he is a leader, whether you want to agree with it or not, and he does have a visionary plan. He was bold enough to get up and say what he wanted. And 57% of America agrees with him. So you mad that you can't do the same thing he's doing? People sitting there, we have got so comfortable with this technology that we want to just sit behind it and we want to judge other people, but nobody's stepping up and doing it. So with her scope, all I'm getting down to saying is hard work beats talent when talent don't work. Stop comparing yourself to other people. You were gifted for a reason. I love the word purpose so much, but after 2015, I don't really think if I want to sit in purpose anymore, but I would say calling. We all have a calling on our lives. You were created for a reason. When God created you, he called you to do a certain thing in a certain place at a certain time. So he's called you to do something. It is your job to figure out what that thing is, what your gifts are, what your talents are. Once you figure it out, it's your job to sit there and develop those. It is not your mother's fault at this point. It's not your daddy's fault. It's not this person's fault. It is your responsibility at this point. So if you are a leader, I can't remember where it's at in Romans. Someone, whoever is an apostle or a preacher, help me out. But it's somewhere in Romans it says, if you're a teacher, teach. If you, thank you, honey. If you're a teacher, teach. If you are a preacher, preach. Whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing, do it to your utmost ability. Because this whole world has people so distracted with this seven streams of income that you run around trying to sell flowers and dogs and tea kettles and hair and weave and makeup. You so distracted. 7 streams of income for me, this is my view of it. If we are an ocean, I'm a leader. I'm going to claim that as my first gift. I'm a leader. The 7 streams, like a river, a stream, ocean, streams that should come from me should all compass that one thing. So if I'm a leader and I wrote a book on leadership, I speak on leadership, I'm conducting seminars on leadership. That's 3 streams of income. I'm doing periscopes and YouTubes on leadership. You see how that comes from? But if you're getting pulled into 7 different directions, that's not purpose. I'm sorry to break your bubble and hurt your feelings. That's not purpose. The closer you are to your purpose and figuring out what it is, actually, the confusion goes away. I remember, if you haven't ever read this book too, it's called Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren. Phenomenal book, and he has videos to go with it. And I remember, I think it was on the 2nd or 3rd day. You're welcome, honey. On the 2nd or 3rd day, it says something like, it says something along the lines of, once you find your purpose, things get clear. I didn't agree with that. You know what I mean? I'm still young, so I didn't quite, get that. And I was like, no. And now the more I'm seeking purpose, the more I'm asking questions and seeking different things and taking tests and being around the right people, ding, 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 I'm starting to fine tune it. So all the group of people over here I was hanging with, I can't hang with them no more, because that's not going to work. You got to have a clear focus. Clear. So my goal for you out of this whole scope is for you to start saying, what is it that people come to me for? What is that one thing? What are my gifts and what are my talents? Because if your gift is something like leadership or teaching or anything like that, just off the top of my head, if you read a book every single month on that, by the end of 2016, you would have read 12 books on leadership. Don't you think that kind of makes you an expert? If you did it for 3 years, that's 36 books on leadership. It makes you an expert in that particular thing. But when you start saying, I'm a leader and I do this and this and that, your focus is everywhere. Your time is going, it's all over the place. Look at some of the great people in the world. They focused on one particular thing. And they took that one thing and then they expanded it into several streams of income. Beyonce, if you really want to wrap up her title, entertainer, boom. Jamie Foxx, entertainer, boom. Look at what people are doing. Like, you have to be willing to do anything possible to get your dreams across. This is why a great person, I'll say Kanye West over and over. You can say whatever you want to say about Kanye West, but he goes so hard for what he wants, that you may talk about him, you may judge him, but that's not going to shut him up. I was just talking to my friend, Apostle EJ Melville, before I jump on, and the saying was, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. If you keep talking about something so much, if you keep doing something so much, if you keep making videos and speaking about it, somebody's going to hear you. Your tribe is going to come to you. People are going to be attracted to you. So stop. I hear this saying all the time, I'm going to just wait on God. Maybe God's waiting on you. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe God waiting for you to step up. Maybe God waiting for you. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe God is sitting here waiting for you. God, just come bless me. And God is like, it's right here. Come get it. But I'm going to just stand here and I'm going to wait. It is time to step up into your purpose of what you want, declare it, and go get it. Because nobody is out here handing out anything. They're not handing out anything. They're not. So again, if you don't know who Lucinda Cross is, go check out her. Like, she's so dope. Her video was so motivating. If you don't know what your gifts are, check out spiritualgiftstest.com. spiritualgiftstest.com. It's personality test. So whatever it is that you want to do, this is the time to do it. Don't wait for 2016, because the reality of it is we don't know if we're going to get into 2016. Stop thinking you have all this imaginary visible time. You don't know your day or your calling, that God is saying, all right, time's up, it's time to go home. You don't know. So I suggest you do that. Start networking with people. For God's sakes, people, start networking with people. Whatever your message is, whatever your calling is, start talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. I am challenging every single person who was a leader or a visionary in their world to start stepping up. Start stepping up. Step outside of your box. If I'm a leader and a visionary, I can't hang with 5 and 6 other leaders and visionaries. We ain't gonna do nothing but just be visionarying all day. You got to start hanging with people with other gifts and talents. If your dream is that big, let you know that before I get off. If your dream is that big, if you feel like you have a dream so big that it scares you, God, that's just our little human minds. God's vision for you is much higher than that. So if your dream is that big, you can't carry it out by yourself. And if you're wondering in your life right now, this just hit my spirit so hard, why the certain things in your life, and I'm getting so emotional, are not going to where you want it to go, because it's not big and God can't intercede on it. We have a God of big things, and he does big grand things. So the stuff that you could be dreaming about, the reason God probably hasn't jumped in it, because you can do it by yourself. Give God something to work with. You want to see God work in your life? Give him something big. God, I'm trying to do this big, this big crazy thing, and I know it can't happen unless you jump in and step in it. Watch God take that thing and work with it. But the little stuff you talking about, oh God, I just want to have $1 million. You can do that yourself. You don't need God to help you with that. You can do it. Start giving God big stuff. Start giving God the stuff that really scare you. Start talking about the stuff that you can't sleep too good at. I'll give you mine. I want my own network. Move over, Oprah. I want my own network. That scares me. It even scares me to say it. But you got to start talking about the stuff that scares you. I want to have great programming for people who are leaders and visionaries. I want to have more women conferences to talk about self-esteem and confidence. Because I'm tired of seeing my friends who are women and great leaders and things like that get in bad relationships, start doubting themselves. I want people to have more leadership skills. I want people to start connecting together on a networking possibility. I believe in collaborations. You feel me? I'm trying to get these young women to stop. Like, we're not paying attention to too much what's going on in the world. Something that just shocked me yesterday. It's to the point now, if you get these young girls, because they're getting in bad relationships, are starting to get assaulting charges. If you get an assaulting charge, you're under probation for 7 years. If you're under probation for 7 years, you can't even go to places like a temp agency and they can help you get a job. Found out in Baltimore, if you are a felon, you can't even get an apartment. This is information people don't know. This is our next generation. I don't know how many parents are on this, if you have young nieces and nephews, but I have a 4-year-old. And that this is the world she has to be in. It is your job to make this world the best place possible. So whatever your goals and your dreams and stuff are, again, God's probably not operating in it because you can do it yourself. Start telling God that big stuff. The stuff that keeps you up. The stuff you know you can't do by yourself. I know goodness well I can't have a network the way that I want it by myself. I know I can't get a conference of 10,000 women by myself. That's the stuff I got to hand over to God. God, this is what I want to do. Jesus, that's what I want to do. But the little Ferrari, I want $1 million. I want to give God that big stuff that you know you won't be able to do it unless he comes in and intercedes. So again, if you got rocks, start flipping stuff over in your life. Start looking under everything. We all grew up with mamas, crazy mamas, or aunties or somebody. When it was time for spring cleaning, they start flipping over everything. Have you looked at a child if they lost something? Your child would, my daughter lost a doll baby or something. She went through this living room and flipped my whole living room to pieces because she was looking for her one toy. Start looking at life the same way. Start going out here and flipping over stuff, turning up tables, shouting out. Have you seen my $1 million? You got my money? You seen my car? You seen my house? Start flipping stuff up in your life. You get mad at Kanye West. He talking about stuff so much. He just won awards for best shoe design of the year. But 2 years ago, we was like, Kanye, shut up. Somebody had to shut him up, so they gave him an award. You want somebody to shut you up? Keep asking for $1 million. Give me $1 million. You want my PayPal link? I need some money. I want to do X, Y, and Z. Start talking about stuff so much that people like, God, shut her up. God, I'm about sick of this person. Go give them some money. Go help them out. That's what you got to start doing. Start screaming it out. But again, the last visualization I want to leave you with. If you are in a field, if I put you in a field, and it was 10,000 stones in that field, and I told you in that field with those 10,000 stones, it's a check for $1 million, your car, your keys to your car, and your keys to your brand new 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom mansion is under there. You can't tell me that you wouldn't be willing to go out there in that field and start flipping out rocks. You can't tell me you wouldn't turn every stone. You wouldn't care if somebody came by and looked at you and called you crazy. You wouldn't care if the newspaper talked about you. I guarantee you, if you was out in that field and you start saying, my money's out here. See, sure would. My such and such is out here. To the point you're going to have people to say, well, damn. God forgive me for cussing. But damn. She going so hard. Let me go help her. That's how you have to be about your goals and dreams. To the point, I'll give you a prime example. I think I done bothered Lucinda Cross so much and talked about her and said certain stuff that she inboxed me today. Let's talk. Okay, when you want to talk, Miss Lucinda? When do you have time to talk? Let's talk. Let's make sure your goals get on the right track. You got to start talking about it so much. You got to start knowing who you want to do business with. Every single person I have ever done business with, every single celebrity I have worked with, it was because I ran my mouth about it so much. I remember Aretha Franklin did her makeup when she was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Oh man, I would love to do her makeup. I would love to do her makeup. I would love to do her makeup. To the point my friend who knew the publicist was like, yo, my friend talk about it so much. Can you please help her out? You got to start talking about it so much. So much. Know the people you want to hang with. Know the circle you want to be at. Know the people you want to network with. Because if you're around 20 people who are only making $20,000, they can't help you out. Start knowing what you want. Go after it hard. Have that Kanye mode. People, so what? So what if people think you crazy? So what? Because at the end of the day, when you die, whether I don't know what you want to believe in, I believe in heaven and hell. When I go to heaven, I don't want to go to heaven and Jesus is looking at me and say, hey, Londyn, what you do with your life? And I was like, all I did was sell lashes all day. I put so much into you. I sculpted you and molded you, and that's what you did. I had so much potential for you. I want to go to heaven, and God was like, boom, you was turning up for the team. You was going down there. Good job. That's what I want to hear. Good job. Because we're in the world again where time is not that long. We keep being told we have all this time. You have time to make your dreams come true. Granted, you do have time. That's the only factor we're working with. So in this amount of time we have, the small limited time as human beings that we have, understand you have a gift and you have a purpose. As a gift, what do you do with a gift? You give it away. So figure out your dream and figure out how you want to impact people. Start giving it away. If again, and it's in Romans, oh my God, I can't remember it, but if you're a teacher, then teach. If you're a preacher, preach. If you're a leader, lead your people. If you are a visionary, have a vision. Whatever it is that you're doing, we don't need any more personalities in the world. We have enough of that. We don't need any more personalities. We need leaders who are going to stand up, help these babies, help this world to be a better place. Feel me? So I hope you guys have a blessed day. I'm all turned up now. I'm going to get off the scope and be like, oh, Jesus, take me down. Again, if you thought this scope was powerful, it helped you, you got something from it, thank you so much for the hearts. I sincerely, truly appreciate it. Please be sure to spray the content. If not, I'll see you again on your scope. If not, let me know where you're at so I can check you out, because if you're dope, I'm all about connecting to dope people. I call my team the Glamour Squad, because if you think about Beyonce, before she hits her stage, she needs her hair done, her makeup done, this done. For me to be a visionary, I have to have people who have the gift of planning around me, organization around me, this and that. So if you want to shine, you got to have 4 or 5 people around you, 10, 20,000 people around you to help that make it possible. So if you're in my collective and we rock with each other, we on the Glam Squad. We glamorous. We got to look good all the time. You know what I mean? So it's a collective of us. So whatever it is you do, I pray to God that you out here killing it. Start talking about it. Start pumping it up. But that's what I call my team of people. I call us the Glamour Squad. My homegirl Tracy not up here, but go visit www.tracyvallen.com. She does all my planning, all my organization. I got beauty business and brunches coming out where it's talking about networking, looking good together, getting your message out there. She plans all of my events. She gets my sponsorship, my fundraising. I can't do what I'm doing without someone like her. Another thing too, if you know young girls who are dealing with confidence issues, self-esteem issues, please go visit www.alittlemakeupcan'thurt. It's by Kimmy. She's a phenomenal celebrity makeup artist. I'm actually, you asked me if I'm in New York City or Rochester. I actually relocated. I came to North Carolina. So I'm originally from North Carolina, and I'm moving back to North Carolina. You gotta go where the people's at. You gotta go where the opportunities at. That's what it is. But yeah, so whatever it is that you do, please let me know. Hit me up on Facebook. It's Londyn Nikole. Hit me up on Twitter or something. If you're doing something dope and I can be a part of it, I can help you out. I can get your vision to come together. That's what I do. I love it. I'm a lifestyle transformation expert. I hate people living in the same space. It's all about transforming your life and going to the next level, to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. So I'm going to get off of that. Let's talk, girl. Hit me up right now. If you say you need my help, hit me up. You on Facebook? If you're on Facebook, let's talk today. I got some time to talk today. I'm still turned up. So whatever it is that you do, Hit me up right now. If you don't hit me up, I'm going to talk about you. See, you got to hold people accountable. You got to hold people accountable. Don't be out here talking about other people and you know you got a crackhead somewhere in your family. You know they need help. Don't you be out here talking about people if you know you got a girlfriend and she got a business and she can't get off the ground and you know you can help her. Stop. Stop leaving people behind. Yes, swift immediate action. Stop leaving people behind. You get mad at other people because they shining. They taking action. You getting mad at Oprah. Think about your collective. I'm telling you, get off this scope. Think about your gifts, your talents, your big plan, your big dream. Think about the people around you. Think about your collective. Think about Oprah. Who's Oprah around? Tyler Perry, T.D. Jakes, Rachel Roy, Dr. Phil. You think if she fell out right now and was like, oh man, I just lost $10 million. I need $10 million again. All those people around her can give her $1 million and she back in the game. See what I mean? Think about your collective. Think about the people you're around. Think about if you had to take action right now on something, who's going to help you implement it. So figure out if you have the gift of leadership or administration or visionary or organization. See? Think about it. When Tyler was down, who picked Tyler up? She said Oprah needed Tyler to save her network. But when Tyler wasn't popping and making money, Oprah was putting him on. Oprah was funding his stuff. Oprah was doing that stuff. When she flipped and she got her network, who came to her rescue? See how it works? It's a networking collective. It's a networking collective. So I'm telling you, if you don't know how to network, this year you better start networking, but you have to know what you're good at. If you have to know what it is. If you are a visionary, you do not need to hang around for visionaries. I've been there, done that. All we did all day was talk about the big ideas, but we could implement it. If you're an organizer, you need a visionary because they have a goal. You can help them get there. If you are a leader, you got to have a visionary and you need an organizing person. So know what you're good at. If you're not good at leadership, so what? So what? God didn't program you like that. If you're a great visionary, we need more visionaries. Stop coveting and being envious of other people's goals. Stop. Master your goal. I think singing is a great goal. God didn't bless me with that. But I'm a support other people who do. Let me get off the scope. Y'all turning me up. Thank you so much again for the hearts. I sincerely appreciate it. You can hit me up at I just saw your friend request on Facebook. www.glamourboss.com. I'm reloading this stuff. I'm going to take this video, have it on the website. If you want to get in touch with me, hit me up at LondynNikole@gmail.com. I hit you back. Thank you so much. Do you know I was so nervous about this scope? I was so nervous about this scope. It's the stuff that you're really nervous about and the stuff that you're really afraid that you should do, that you really should do. And I'm going to leave with my personal testimony. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I have a great idea, but I was so afraid of people talking about me. So afraid of people talking about me. To the point I realized when I was in my hard times, last year, this time, I was in New York City and I had moved for a great opportunity. And I was only eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I had no money to my name. None. Because I was in so many different things and trying to build it up. And I really had to reflect on that moment. I was in a time like that when nobody was there to help me. No one was there to help me but God. Do you really have time to pay attention to who's talking about you? If you are not hurting anybody or harming anybody, and you're only about the good of life and the things that you can't focus on that. You can't focus on that. So I'm saying we all have been through stuff where nobody was there for us. People are going to talk about you no matter what you do. That shouldn't distract you. So start flipping up those stones. Start thinking about the things in your life that you need to start flipping over. People who you knew you should have got back in touch with and connected with them. Get out of your feelings. Get out of your feelings. Your feelings have nothing to do with the level you're trying to get to. Get out of your feelings. Knock it off. Knock it off. Somebody mad? So what? Your feelings is hurt? So what? Get out of your feelings. And I'm one of those people, and I've learned my lesson this year. Get out of your feelings. If you're scared about talking to someone, do it anyway. If you're scared about going to an event, do it anyway. I'm scared about scoping, do it anyway. So it's in Romans, I can't remember it, but if you're a teacher, then teach. If you're a preacher, preach. If you're a cook, then cook. Whatever you do, serve it, do it like God was behind you. So if you're a cook, cook like you were serving it to God. because those are his kids. If you're a teacher, do it like you was teaching the guy, you know, he was beside you. Do it that way. So I hope you guys have a really, 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 really good day. Thank you so much for the hearts. I was super nervous about this scope. Oh God. Whew. I was stressed out, y'all. So stressed out. Hope you guys have a good day. I'm gonna hit you back up on Facebook right now and hit you up. I'll talk to you guys soon, and have a great one.
Glamour Boss.